This episode is all about shopping our own wardrobes first. Because did you know that each year in Australia we buy up to 56 new garments, and nearly 40% of our wardrobe is sometimes completely unworn? So you can see how there are so many pieces that we are constantly adding to our wardrobe and sometimes not even wearing. So before you go out and purchase any piece, I highly recommend that you shop your own wardrobe first. Now, there are so many advantages to shopping our own wardrobe first, and it's really about seeing your current wardrobe in a different light. So, almost putting on a new lens, because there are often times where we go into our wardrobe, it feels a bit drab, we feel like nothing really goes together, but maybe we just need that inspiration, that spark to let us reimagine the pieces we already have. Now, shopping your wardrobe can be more financially friendly because when we're constantly adding pieces to our wardrobe and buying new pieces every month, every couple of weeks, not only are we spending money on those pieces, but sometimes it actually adds to the overwhelm of getting dressed. When you have too much choice, it's really hard to mix and match and put pieces together. So, something like a no spend month can be really helpful just so you can take a pause and reassess your own wardrobe first. The other benefit is that it's so much better for the environment. As you may know, the textiles industry is one of the largest contributors to pollution. And the more that we purchase these pieces, the more resources go into making these garments. And sometimes these garments, when they're full polyester pieces, they can take up to hundreds of years to actually disintegrate. So you can see how the environment is impacted by our purchasing decisions as well. Now, to all my clients, I always recommend that the first place to start is wardrobe decluttering and wardrobe organization. Because most of the time, we're in a space where we don't actually remember what we have, or we have pieces tucked here, tucked there. So it's really hard to put outfits together because they're not in a place where you can easily access that piece and you're reminded that that piece can be matched with another. So it's almost an exercise of just pulling out every single piece that you have and going through each item and asking yourself whether you've worn it in the last 12 months, whether it still fits in with your lifestyle, your personal style, and doing a light cleanse can be a fantastic way to kickstart this process of shopping your own wardrobe first. Now, one thing that I like to do when I put a piece back in my wardrobe after I've worn it is just turn the hanger the other way. So you know that you've actually worn that piece. And pieces that I know I haven't worn for a long time, I usually put them away in a storage area. And if after 12 months I haven't accessed that piece, then maybe it's time to move it on. There are so many fantastic resellers out there now. So you can take your clothes there to be resold and give it a new home. So, when you're doing this process of cleansing your wardrobe, it's really important to think about some of the wardrobe gaps that you may have. Now, identifying your wardrobe gaps can seem a bit challenging if you haven't done it before, but the best way is to think about those foundational pieces. So, those basic pieces that you may need in your wardrobe, whether it be a plain black top or a plain white top, something like a layering piece, even some outerwear like a coat or a jacket. Some of those pieces can be so crucial to tie other pieces together. So, if you've gone through the process of just maybe purchasing trend pieces over and over again, you may have a wardrobe just filled with trend pieces. Now, this can be hard to mix and match. So, having those foundational basics can be really helpful to start mixing your trend pieces with. So then you get that longevity and cost per wear. The other piece is reimagining your wardrobe. Now, this is where you need to have fun with your wardrobe. It is a creative expression, it is an outlet to express yourself in a way that is authentic to you. So, have fun experimenting with your style. And the best way is to get some inspiration through Instagram, through people that you follow, any styles on Pinterest that you're gravitating towards, and see if you can recreate some of those looks with your existing wardrobe. Now, I know this does require a bit of time, investment, but it's definitely worth it because it can help you reimagine your wardrobe and see your wardrobe in a whole different light. The other thing I recommend is just creating a ambiance in your wardrobe. So if you have all your coat hangers consistent and everything is hung and you can see everything, this is so helpful because it just creates that space where it's a bit more calming. You know what you have, everything is on display, and it almost feels a little bit like a shopping experience when you are in your closet. Now, this can be fantastic in terms of saving time in the morning as well because everything is organized and categorized. But it also means that you can pick out those pieces to have a bit of a play in your wardrobe. And play is so important in life, to have a life where you're constantly having fun and experimenting, and fashion should be no different. So set yourself some time to just go into your wardrobe and just mix and match and see how things work, because you may find some outfit combinations that you'd never thought of before that actually work really well and you really love. So, this is almost like a mindset shift because you're starting with an appreciation of what you already have. And you may realize that you already have a lot of magnificent pieces in your wardrobe. So, there's probably no need to go out and buy a whole heap of new pieces. And this process of shopping your own wardrobe also helps you build confidence in styling, because then you really exercise that styling muscle. And the more that it is exercised, the easier styling becomes. Now, when I was on my style journey, I never thought of myself as a stylish person. I really struggled to put outfits together. But the more that I practiced this skill, the easier it became. So, shopping your own closet can be a great way to really exercise that muscle and again, have a play. It's all about having fun. And you're going to find through this process that you'll have some go to outfits. Now, I'm a serial outfit repeater. I love repeating my outfits and I love mixing and matching, endless possibilities in my own wardrobe. So, having those go to outfits where you feel really good in and you know work well together, it's worth just taking a selfie, because then that will be a reminder that that is a good go to outfit for you. And finally, through this process, you realize that you don't actually need a lot of clothes to be stylish. You don't have to be adding all the trends every single season. And the pieces that you do decide to add, once you get more aligned to your own personal style and your own style goals, those pieces are going to feel more like you and congruent with your personal style and where you're going in life. So these pieces are going to integrate better with your wardrobe. So over time, this process does get easier. And I think shopping your closet or shopping your wardrobe is a fantastic place to start. I hope that you have a beautiful week and I look forward to chatting to you next Tuesday. Bye.